hope you're good. Today we're back testing another batch of viral recipes you've sent me, including these lovely sweet potatoes with cheese. Some people are calling this apple marshmallows or apple bread, something called the viral orange, and some potato puffs that look actually incredibly fun. So let's get going. In fact, we've got to peel a lot of apples. All right, so this one, the winter dessert you'll be making on repeat. It's called apple marshmallows, which I think is also known as pastilla. So basically you get some apples, you stew them up, whiz them away, and I think there is some gelatin going in. You can put sugar as well. I will do sugar. Once you kind of get it all sort of like a meringue like that, you pour it away, set it. Oh, that looks nice. Good old scrape. Cling film on top. And then you're left with what is, people are calling it marshmallows or bread because it's sort of fluffy. Another thing to say is this video has the Home Alone theme tune over the top of it. I'm not going to play that, but I really want to watch Home Alone now.
I love you.
That's basically the context of it. I like this comment by SharBaby30. Wait, hold on. You can make marshmallows out of apples? I think it's making pretty much anything out of gelatin. Right, 600 grams of apples. Yeah, so that's actually slightly over 600 grams of apples because I'm assuming it's going to be the weight once the core is removed. So I have found many fun kitchen gadgets over the years. Although recently I've been cutting my hands on apple gadgets. So I'm feeling slightly safer just by using a classic peeler, although this will take a little more time. Hey. But anyhow, saucepan, that's them in there. I've got a few more apples to do. All right, got them all done, but I have managed to still get a teeny bit of peel here and there, and I kind of want it to be perfectly smooth. So I am just gonna be like just nipping off the ends there. So I've got perfect apple. With this spare peel, I'm gonna sprinkle it in some mixed spice and air fry it. That's a real nice snack. All right, I was kind of turning into a game trying to find little specks of apple. I've got no doubt there's still a little bit in there. Anyhow, optional, but I am gonna put sugar on. I was mulling over putting lemon juice, which is quite good for the apples to stop them discoloring and also some extra flavor, but a little bit of water. And yeah, let's soften these up. Yeah, these is really starting to soften up to the point where the spatula could probably squish them to a certain point, but we want it proper smooth. I'm gonna do it on a low speed, and for the life of me, I still can't understand how it's gonna be white. Yeah, it was the gelatin that made it turn white in that video. At this stage, it was still this color, so let's just keep going. Right, I mean, that's pretty decently pureed now. In fact, someone did comment in the video, could you use apple puree? And I reckon you could. So this is where potentially the magic will happen. You need a stand mixer, or in my case, head whisk. So this is some powdered gelatin. 40 grams of this, and I'm not gonna bloom it. Apparently by whisking it, and we've got to do this for a solid 20 minutes, that should potentially triple the volume and I guess change the color. To be fair, it's only been about a minute and I can see it already making a difference. There's also one slight chunk still there, so head whisk has got to get it, and I'll see you in about 20 unless anything exciting happens. Right, so about 5 minutes in, and look, I really do think that's lightening in colour, you know. Rather than investing in rice cookers and smart blenders, I really should get myself just a decent stand mixer. Right, about 2 minutes away from 20 minutes, and you can't deny that has increased in volume. It's definitely got whiter. As I'm mixing it, and where it's cooling, you can see these trails and air bubbles, and I'm wondering, is that like the gelatin? Well, I mean, of course it's the gelatin, but what I mean is like by driving the air in as it cools down and the gelatin's starting to do its thing and try and set it, is it kind of like locking in air and that is making it white? Is air white or even transparent and diluting the initial colour of the apples? I don't know. Yeah, some of the recipes for pastilla that I saw actually used egg whites, and you know, if you squint your eye at it, you would possibly think that could be egg whites. It really does smell of apples though. All right. Let's push this in. It's a little loose at the minute, but you gotta be honest, there's so much gelatin in that, it could probably turn into a brick. As if it didn't have enough cling film on it already. Done quite a bodged job of that. I run out of rolls on my Rat Master, so I need to top it up. But there we go, that's good. It's a thing, isn't it? In you go. Hopefully that was set, we'll find out at the end of the video, but from one fruit to another, well, this is slightly more savoury. All right, this next one sounds a little bit like a movie because it's called The Viral Orange. Also a YouTube channel, wasn't it? The Angry Orange? Was it the Angry or Annoying Orange? Something like that?
Hey, Apple! Apple! Hey!
So nice and simple, Instagram styly black gloves, peel up some oranges. There is a load of spices there. There was some lemon juice there. This is some honey, and I think a bit of coriander. Lid goes on. They actually blur the lid because he doesn't want to show his face. You got to stay Instagram black glovey. And that's it. You just pour in a dish like that. So I'm really excited to try this. And I made a bit of a boo-boo. Yes, the key spice in this recipe is a masala. And I thought, oh, it's garam masala. We got loads of this in the house. That's what it is. But on closer inspection, it said chaat masala, which is actually a completely different flavor profile. Now, we don't have any of that in the house. I've never tried it before, although I probably might have accidentally having a curry or something. But in one of my local supermarkets in aisle 17, they did have it, and I've just been there. Yes, here it is. I was really worried, but the box was facing the other way. We turned it round. Chaat masala, a tangy, spicy garnish. So whereas like the garam masala is sort of like warming and aromatic, this should have some tang and zing, and I'm gonna try it right now. Yeah, I am. Next to some pepper, salt, chili powder, and sugar. Here it is. Oh, it does smell zingy. Oh, God, that's amazing. What's in that?
Salt, red chili, paprika, coriander, cinnamon, ginger, fennel, long pepper, cumin, cardamom, black pepper, dried
mango powder. Wow, that sounds amazing. Cloves, carom, and sugar. That's a lot of stuff in there. I'm really excited to try this now. One comment on this viral orange that stands out. This is not orange, this is tangerine in big capitals. Please, if I can ever encourage you, don't be like that. Life's too short to be upset about oranges, tangerines, satsumas, whatever. I mean, it's not a banana, all right? I'm gonna use this big bowl actually, so I'm just gonna shimmy it into a smaller one. I'm only doing this so that I can sprinkle this onto the oranges a little bit easier, even though this big yellow dish should give us a chance to shimmy it as well. I'm not going to blur out the lid. You guys know me. Oh, that's nice. Although I do feel that masala powder has got probably most of this stuff in it anyway. When I first saw this recipe, I was thinking, oh yeah, maybe I could use some of the orange zest. Oh, I don't know if I can be bothered to peel off all of this pith. This is supposed to be easy. I'm not going to pick off every single part of it. And I was thinking, oh yeah, a bit of orange zest from the orange itself. But that powder was sort of surprisingly zingy enough. And we get the juice. Ooh. Half a lemon. I don't mind shimmying that on now. I bet that on its own, I'm not going to try it. I bet that is probably quite nice anyway. Yeah, not too bad, but yeah, good old squeeze of honey. So I'm putting the lemon juice and the honey in first. I don't know if that's the order they did it in the video, but I'm just thinking that I want like that wetness to be there to kind of like bite this mix. Oh my gosh, it smells very confused. Why does it smell of egg? It smells a little bit of fried egg, folks. I can't deny it. All right, so some fresh coriander on there. Lid on and shaky, shaky, shaky. Okay, this is actually really, really fun, but I just don't want to get too aggressive or I'm gonna like burst the orange segments. Okay. Let's leave it at that. Maybe a bit more coriander on top. Well, I hope it smells better than it tastes because the egg is strong. Okay. In theory, I should like everything about this. Honey, lemon, oranges, even this stuff that we just discovered, like really nice. The smell's gone a bit. Maybe it's just when the orange is angry. This sort of glaze has dropped to the bottom, so I'm gonna soak it in that again. Oh, zing. That is, oh. You've got a bit of heat, you've got a bit of sweetness, but these sort of speckles of zing, it's definitely taken the initial sort of punch from the segments. The coriander gives it some freshness, but oh, that's so confusing. I don't know if it's trying to be a sweet or savory dish. I mean, my gut says savory because that is packing a punch. But you've got the lemon, you've got the honey, that does balance out. There is a little bit of heat there, I've got to be honest. But there are some subtle notes of, I assume is the mango from that powder. It took me over half an hour to get to the shop and back, and I was thinking maybe garam masala will be a suitable alternative. No way. They are definitely some tangy oranges, and I really like them. All right, what I've got here. Okay, potatoes sliced thin, cornstarch or corn flour, on one, egg wash on the other, join them together, slice them into squares, fry them, and they puff up like that. Oh, one comment reckons that person is AI. I don't know, they look pretty real to me, but it's getting good, isn't it? I promise you I'm Barry, okay?
I believe you, but my tummy gun don't.
What about this comment? You're supposed to brush only the sides with egg white. All right, so I guess we could try both. Probably got way too many slices there, but hey, why not? Trying to find a decent supplier to get a new stock of these for you guys, those who've been asking. It's been so hard. I'm working on it, but you know we're using sort of cornstarch. Well, there's a lot of starch coming off this, so I guess we're gonna have to give them a little dry. But look, you can see how wet they are. Yeah, all right, we are gonna dry these. Yeah, just nice little dry there. I'm not gonna do too many. Okay, I think we can, oh my gosh. Cornstarch just goes everywhere, doesn't it? It's one of those things that I dread getting out the pack. Yeah, granted, I could be a little bit neater. This is gonna dry the surface out even more, maybe to help it bite to the other part. Yeah, I mean, I've got way too much there. Yep, so I've got a bowl with 2 whole eggs in. So beaten, egg white first, just around the edges. I'm gonna be fairly generous because these potato sizes are uneven. Cornstarchy one. Oh, these look like they line up quite well. Just let it get to know each other. And now a generous egg wash. Look, see, that's hardly any different. I mean, you're going to probably get it a bit more of a bond in the middle. Maybe by doing the edges, that's what leaves like a pocket of air to make them puff up. So it could be right, you know. Okay, so these are the 4 egg white ones. These are the 4 egg yolk ones. All right, so the egg white one, although it's not really officially stuck together in the middle, it does feel fairly strong. All right, and the beaten egg feels, to be honest, a little wetter. Oh, a bit more slide there. Ooh, okay. I'm not sure what's happened, but I seem to have got some sort of weird mess on me. It might have been the angry orange earlier. I've literally got a load of aprons on the wall hanging there, but I've never really cooked in them. It feels weird, like I'm getting dressed up to cook. Anyhow, I've got a slotted spoon here, and I'm gonna place the 4 egg whitey ones. Come on, baby. So this is the one that I personally think might do better. I can't really see what's going on right now. At the moment, they just look like bubbly squares of potato. I don't know if these are working. I mean, one positive is they have actually stuck together and look like nice double-layered potato squares. Yeah, I don't really want to push it anymore because that's looking gorgeous. I don't want them to burn because I think they're just gonna be really, really tasty. Right, I'll just put them down there. But now, what the actual video said, the beaten egg, maybe it'll make it puff out. I don't know. This is like a bit of the unknown. And actually, if they both fail, there was something similar called potato balloons. I really wanted to do that. All right, I'm gonna leave it there. I think we've got one, like literally one. Right, I think it's fair to say the egg white ones are exceptionally flat. But of course, I guess you could keep stacking them like playing cards. I made some epic fondant potatoes once that look like that. I think it used duck fat. They were exceptionally cheeky.
They look so crispy.
However, the beaten egg all the way through, this is probably the best one I've got, but there's some there's some serious puffage in there. That is literally an air bubble. It's quite strange. You could actually hear it inflating as it was cooking. So I'm gonna have a bit of a taste off actually, bit of pepper. So I'll bring it a bit more centrally, a bit of salt as well. I guess it's quite fun. All right, so the flat egg white ones first. See, I thought that would work because you've binded the edges together and in the middle where it's dried out, it's literally air, right? Ooh, that's really interesting. I was expecting a massive crunch then. The edges are, well, it's a good excuse to have another one. The edges are lovely and crispy, and in the middle it's kind of soft and tender. All right, let's go for the one with the air bubble. Ooh, other than having a slightly crispier profile, understandably, it tastes pretty much identical. It's a little bit of faff, a little bit of fun. The egg wash one worked for me personally if you try it, and yeah, it was all right. How about another potato that's been in the oven the entire day? All right, so this is a girl called Courtney who is obsessed with sweet potatoes. I mean, look at the size of that potato. That looks like a bike helmet. So basically, that potato has already been cooked, warmed and cooled, and well, she's got some cheese there. She rips the top off of the sweet potato and then eventually shoves in this block of cheese. Now that's a cheese called buttercase cheese, and in Lidl in the UK apparently they do it. I looked last night and I couldn't find it. So I've got some Gouda and I've already got the potatoes on the go. Well, in fact, here they are. And these are some pretty big sweet spuds too. So these potatoes this morning had already been soaked in salted water overnight. And that was a hack from another video that suggested if you do that, it removes the excess starch. Now, I don't really think of sweet potatoes as being that starchy really, but I thought I might as well do it anyway. So after being soaked in the water, got them on a tray, patted them dry, drizzle of oil, and into the oven to bake. They've been in there for about an hour and a half, and there's this lovely gentle bubbling and caramelization going on. So I'm gonna turn that off, so that it can just stay warm in there until we want to use it. Well, until now when we've got this big caramelized puddle here. Look at this. Oh my word. Yeah, so it's still actually warm, but this skin, oh my gosh. Oh, you know, I never had a sweet potato until I'd met Mrs. B. That is a true story. Oh my gosh, still a little warm actually, but I kind of want it to be. So I couldn't get that cheese that goes in here. I've used this reference before in a video, that 100% looks like one of the stones from Indiana Jones and Temple of Doom. 100%. I don't, oh, this is so mushy. Yeah, I think hers was cooler than mine, but I have literally just got it out of the oven, so it's holding that temperature for so long. So you stuff it with that cheese, and Gouda apparently was a sensible alternative. Sort of like a nice creamy cheese. Now these are supposed to be slices, but I put them in the fridge, and they have actually binded together into loads of little rows like that. So if I just stuff that in there. Oh my word. So the heat from the spud is supposed to like just melt it, and we can pull it away and tear it and eat it. That's why I didn't mind the slices, because hopefully the heat in there will kind of bind it anyway and maybe start to melt it initially. I would have preferred mozzarella personally, but at least it's not blue cheese. She must have the metabolism of a hummingbird. It's a big potato. Okay, here we go. Wow. I just had to take an additional nibble of the sweet potato filling just to balance out that cheese. It is quite mild and it has melted it together. I love that it's like weeping this sweetness. I love the idea that you can just make this big old squidge like this to work in one big mass. And what I actually really like out of most of it is like how comforting it is to hold, but also the skin. I love that whole slow roasting thing on a standard jacket potato, but with a sweet potato like that. I mean, that's been in that oven for about 5 hours. Oh gosh, it's just like falling apart, but look. Although it took a fair amount of time to cook, it was super low effort. I mean, just bung it in. And I think, yeah, I mean, it's exceptionally sweet. Wow. Yeah, I like that. It's been a fun old day, folks, hasn't it? So here we go from the fridge. It does look set. Boy, it looks set. Oh, it looks very, very gelatinous. Okay, is it gonna just plop out? Yes, it is. Yes it is. Oh, there you go. Hello, friend. Oh, I don't know. You kind of look like a car sponge, mate. But let's slice it up. I might just take the edges off a little bit just to try and get some like marshmallow looking bits. I mean, it is squidgy. It's more like a, I don't know, like a cake texture in a way. Like a really light cake. Look at that. They look quite good like that, but to me, like up close, maybe the video kind of fooled me a little bit because it is much more like a cake, but then at the same time, it's not a cake. It's a load of gelatin, like 40 grams of powdered gelatin. It feels fairly smooth, but you can see if you really study it, like that is what's holding it together. I mean, it doesn't smell of egg. Whoa, that tastes like a confused apple ladyfinger that thought it was going to be in a tiramisu and has just appeared individually. It's like a biscuit that's really soggy. In its most simplistic form, it is quite pure and innocent. I would just say it tastes slightly too much like gelatin more than apple. I don't hate it by any means. I'd like to actually put some raisins through it or some mixed spice, something like that. You probably can't hear that, but it's locked in so much moisture. It does feel like a wet car sponge the more you squidge it. Alright, so I've just bunged this one in the microwave just to show you. Oh, look at that. Amazing. Yeah, that is so much better. Yeah, it's mentioned how it could be like a snack on the go once it's made, but like you can't deny that. Oh, yes. Oh, if you're interested, my favourite today was these oranges. I don't know why, out of all the simplicity, the hassle, the waiting, the time, I just love the fact that despite a supermarket trip, we could bung it in, and it was pretty darn delicious. Cheers then.